Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I don't know how long it's been for you, but for me, it's been about 6 seconds since we
Your
talked to you last. I'm here
boy,
with
what up?
your boy Danataj playing some Factorio. He just got himself some science cooking over here. I got us some green cards cooking over here. Once I finish
Dude,
powering it up here,
dude.
we're gonna be in
Okay,
good
so you
shape.
ended the recording, and then by the time we hit it again, the stone was done. That's how fast this science is cooking, though.
Yeah, that's what I like, dude. That's how it's gotta
Okay,
be.
so I'm gonna work on doing these belts and inserters to work on some green science. Which means I'm gonna have to peel from that again. I'm gonna build it right next to it. I'm gonna move your stuff real quick. Just gonna move it up one.
That's fine. I'm just making it ugly in like one spot so it can be pretty for the rest of the way. That's the dream. Oh, I see what you're up to. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I like this. We got a good thing going so far.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
like this whole island setup. Like I said, it's got that kind of Black Forest vibe where you get a little bit of time to contemplate your surroundings before you let loose. A little bit of big game hunters, no rush. You ever play?
Not a lot. I mean,
play a lot of Brood War.
I mean, we had very similar stuff in Command and Conquer too. No rush for like what, few minutes, like for 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
where you can actually build something, because like a lot of those games became, if you didn't have the no rush on, it became, well, whoever can build like 10 units the fastest wins. I was like, oh, it ends the same way every time.
well, you gotta. At the end of the day, on the ladder, there's no such thing as no rush. So you gotta learn to scout the cheese. You gotta learn to kind of adapt your own strategy for when that kind of shit's coming. It's third rush is such a big gaming term for a reason, man. It's not just StarCraft.
They'll get you.
They'll get you. They'll sneak up on you.
You got blue inserters already, damn. Okay. Do we have blue? We don't have blue assembly machines yet, right?
Oh, we're about to. We're about to have everything you could ever ask for in your beautiful brain.
All right, got those. Yep.
I'm running the pipeline here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do one. Well, I mean, I don't know what's the ratio on doing green science. Did I create it? Yeah.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
I know so few actual ratios in this game. Like, I mostly just kind of do it on the fly. If you look at the numbers, it's not terribly hard to sort of suss stuff out. Most of the stuff is actually designed in a way that makes sense. Like, for example, iron mining to iron refining to steel refining is all 1-to-1-to-1. Kind of.
I'm just trying to figure out how to maximize the green science
for the
here.
most part. Oh, green science! I've showed you. You know the little system you run yourself iron. You run yourself some green cards, and you make yourself that little. You do the dance. You run it right up to the line, and then they suck them in, and then they spit them out the other side of the line with that one space gap.
What? With the which part of that?
You do the dance. Oh, I need to hand make one of these. For the for making your inserters and your.
So you're running it. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Like this.
Basically, like, let's pretend this line right here has iron on one lane, green cards on the other. You run it right up till there. You pop yourself. I gotta build another assembly machine real quick. I can just ghost it.
Oh, there's the blue ones. Blue ones are up.
So you pop yourself assembly machines down there.
These are for.
And then you continue this line. Yeah, one of these is
Oh,
inserters, the
okay.
other one's transport belts. And then you've got gear makers right there. So gears just get pumped up into there, and they steal from the iron that's on this iron and green card belt. And then this just spits out transport belts and inserters onto this next line, because this little break right here obviously stops things from coming up. So you have your belts and your inserters on this line here, and your green
You've got green
producers can just
cards
steal right off
automated?
that.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you can steal green cards right off that line. Already good to go.
Thanks.
I'm looking out for you. I was gonna say looking out for number one, but let's be honest.
Number
Who's number one?
Number one. Oh, Doyle rules. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get some coffee while this stuff builds.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I want to get this green belt from, because if I bring it here, like you said, like with the gears here, so while he's gone, let's talk about how sexual that voice is. I'm just kidding. He's gonna listen to this, and I'm just gonna disturb him probably. The thing is, I do want to split this fast. It's gonna be a problem. Dang it. My brain is dead. It's not working. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. But if I fix it this way, it would be fine. But the thing is, I want to maximize this space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this off. Right here. Bam. Yeah.
Hey, just so you're aware,
Yeah.
I've got a wireless headset. I can hear you, even if I'm not here.
Yeah.
I know what you
like
meant
that. Let me see. I want to do. No, it's not gonna freaking work, man. Do you want to? Oh, brain gotta poop.
You broke the tube.
Nothing's broken.
You broke the pipe. This pipe.
Oh,
pipe
yeah,
right
yeah.
Here, it feeds everything.
Yeah, I know why. Or I'm gonna fix it, I should say.
Okay.
Okay, fixed. I'm trying to figure out how to get these green cards over here and keep them low. Which means I'm just gonna split them. I'm just gonna do this.
I was gonna say, don't get too caught up. I know it's a mistake you kind of made on your stream, just getting caught up on not making things spaghetti. Don't worry about the spaghetti. Spaghetti's delicious. That's what makes the world go round. I'll tell you what, there's no chance in hell this thing's going to pump out enough assembly machines to justify.
What?
What do you call it? Fast inserter for the output anyway. I'm just going to do that.
I'm going to bring this.
All right, we've done it.
Cool.
Blue assemblers are now automated. While we're at it, I'll get a proper yellow belt set up.
Yellow card.
Almost said yellow card.
Ocean Avenue, baby. Coming through like you don't blues. I'm just making up words now.
See, I knew lights and sounds. I didn't know Ocean Avenue so well.
Oh, this is messed up. Oh, I guess it's not.
Now the question is, because we're recording these ahead of time, we don't really have any feedback going in. Do we want to build lamps on the off chance that
I mean,
people
it's
are
probably
pissed?
helpful anyway. But I mean, I don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, it does look dark on my recording system, but I mean, I put lamps down anyway, just because I think it looks better.
All right, Dan's looking out for you people.
I got you, fam. I got you, fam. What?
Oh.
What happened?
All right. Well, we gotta.
What game?
We're about to start playing the game, Dan. Here we go. The whole balancing production versus consumption
because our iron is choking.
We don't have enough ore feeding the beast down there. Yeah, I choked out
Yeah,
the
it
iron
does.
with this damn assembly machine. It does it too. Like as soon as you build this little lane, your iron just it gets tested. If
Oh
you don't
yeah,
have enough, you'll know about it
I can see
immediately.
it already. Great.
All right, well, I'll at least get our yellow belts back to being
Okay.
in good form, and then
All right.
I'll go work on
Sounds
iron.
good. So,
Go.
oh, these are being built. Do we?
So I guess it's worth thinking about what changes do we make to make it so that we're less susceptible to hanging ourselves on blue science.
As far, what do you mean by changes?
It's kind of a tough question. Well, last time our base was laid out in such a way that we couldn't really wind stuff around to the points that we needed it to get the blue science and the military
I
science
thought it
to
worked
work
okay.
quite right.
What do you mean?
We
I
made
mean,
it
we're
work,
just
but
put long inserters and have it wrap around. Basically, what we don't want is we want to open route to this lab over here. Essentially, it's really all we need to keep, right?
dude, I can't wait to build uh the
Oh
sushi
god.
tray
Oh god.
for the science. I'm excited about it
Oh god.
because
Okay,
I
I
know.
won't.
Oh, you don't worry about a
I won't.
thing,
I will. I will leave it to
sweet
you.
baby boy. I've got you.
I will leave it to you.
It's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
That to go. We want.
This all assumes that I can still abuse the shit out of being able to run underground belts parallel with other underground belts
Yeah.
by using different colors. If I can't do that, we're screwed. Then we're gonna have to build some kind of
Yeah,
electric
which would
circuit
be fun.
programmer nonsense.
Now, do we want to go with electricity technology soon?
I wish. Like I can understand when I see it done, but I wish I could just wrap my head around stuff enough to be good at that kind of thing. Like I messed around in Gary's mod with like wire mod and things like that that kind of use a similar what would you even call it? A similar level of brain power, I suppose. Like you got to have that tier. You got to have about a
The
tier 3
programming
brain, I
stuff?
think, to really make that
You
stuff
gotta
work
be like
right.
half electrician.
Yeah. Ah, it's not that hard.
Oh wait,
I made an
Gary. Okay,
elevator in
sorry.
Gary's mod.
I'm thinking about this game. No, Gary's mod. I
Like
don't
you
know
could
anything
call it.
about. I know how to play.
You ever play
No,
Infinifactory
I've
or
heard
like
of all of those
Shinzen
though.
IO or anything like that? I don't think Shinzen IO would be good for
I
you,
think
but
I've
I
been
do
told
think
that.
Infinifactory would
Yeah.
be right up your alley, especially if you like this game. This game is Infinifactory is basically this, except the overall concepts are slightly simpler, but it's done in 3 dimensions, which
Okay.
make them way
Now
more
you're talking to me. I
complicated.
like 3 dimensions. I'm in 3 dimensions actually, so I'm biased to say that 3 dimensions are the best dimensions.
So like you're basically trying to create some sort of 3-dimensional object, and you're manipulating it with various. It's different than this game. Like it's similar in the fact that you're moving things around and
Okay.
doing the whole dance,
What
but
there's
it is
something
different.
that I've thought of that made me think of why I like this game, and I can't remember what it was. But there's something that's all about automation and making something go by itself that just it makes you just feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I don't remember what it is though.
There is,
Okay,
isn't it?
so now I've got these going perfect. Okay. All right, this makes everything nicer. Makes everything nicer. And then for this, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 6 for now. Green science is pretty fast, right? 8.7 seconds versus 5.5. And how many do I have here? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6. All right, this should be good. Cool. Take this. Oops, wrong way. Doofus. And then I'm going to bring it right back down. Ooh. Oof, but it's too sexy. It's too sexy. I can't handle it. Too sexy.
Good.
We don't need balloon
That's the way
surge
we
to come
like it.
out of the green science. Don't come out that fast. Okay. More yellow inserters. Damn it, dude. Yep. And we are choking. I'm choking
Well,
iron
get you,
even
man.
further. Okay.
I'm working on. It's being.
Are we
It's
almost
being
to
solved.
red belts?
Sort of.
Not even close.
Oh hell no.
Well.
If we started
Yeah,
making red
absolutely.
belts, we would just
Well, I mean,
immediately choke this entire system
but
to
wouldn't
death.
red belts also help feed it? Oh,
No,
we are
not right now.
suffering
We're
from
not suffering from a
lack of drills, right?
getting stuff to where it needs to go. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
more or less. Yeah. You know what I've been watching? That's
Yeah,
much
exactly
exactly
mediocre.
mediocre.
I like that.
Sherlock.
I heard Sherlock is good though. Am I wrong? Or are they wrong? I should ask.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
it's fine.
I mean, I guess I understand that.
There are episodes that like
Mhm.
I don't really feel compelled to watch
It's
to completion,
not like sex.
which I don't know if that's a good sign. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I think pretty much you're gunning for completion every time there.
No, this is wrong. Mhm.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's exactly mediocre. There are some episodes where it's like Doctor Who, which makes sense
Yeah,
because I mean
pretty
it's the same
much.
showrunner,
Like
if I
more or less,
understand
that's what
correctly.
I've come to understand. And like you have
Like
you have like
sometimes they
one
can,
good episode every like 6.
most of the time they
right?
can make me give a shit. Yeah, it's a little bit better than that. But I think the biggest thing with Sherlock though is the episodes are a goddamn hour and a half long.
Oh, yeah.
Like by the end of the
that's
episode, you're like, how the hell did we get here?
That's really unfortunate. I mean, because like it's a mystery show, right? Like it's obviously it's Sherlock, so it's about yeah. But I mean,
Yeah, and it's good.
I don't know. I can see that getting stale real fast of having to be that long.
Well, I mean the initial mystery, like if you go back and try to watch the beginning of whatever episode you finish, you're like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did it get so off?
Right.
How do we get here? And it's doing it for a reason. Like it's all kind of it all leads into itself. It just in a very long-winded way.
Yeah. Right.
Something brevity is
Yeah.
the soul
I
of
mean,
wit.
I don't know. I'm all for having long episodes or movies for a purpose, but I mean, it's very easy to get lost in that, though. In my opinion,
Says the people making
mean,
fucking 40-minute
what else are you
Factorio
gonna do?
episodes. What else are you gonna do?
Besides make them, I mean, like
Besides watch it, or
there's no
besides make
reason.
them?
There's no. This is it's. I mean, let's be honest. It's a slow game, right? It's a slow game. That's what we got to do. So it's gonna happen. However,
Yeah.
we can always edit these down. We don't have to watch every single bit of it. And when you're watching Sherlock, you don't want to watch every single. You don't want to write every single bit of that mystery. 'Cause that's just gonna get like, oh, this dude's writing on a piece of paper, which we're basically doing that, but if I get off my lazy ass and put this into an editing program, it doesn't have to be that, right? But I'll guarantee you right now, this is probably not going to happen. Probably ain't going to happen, son.
Yeah, and I don't think this game. Personally, I get mad when people edit this down. I'm
Yeah,
like, I want to
show me
see
your work.
what you've done start to finish. Like, I don't watch
me
a
your
ton of
work, yeah.
Factorio myself, but when I do,
Put that on the paper,
yeah, I
man.
want to see the work.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I mean, sometimes I'll watch an episode and I'll look down for like 5 minutes because I don't really watch too much YouTube or Twitch without doing something else. I mean, when it's your job, it's kind of just what happens.
Yeah, if I were watching this series from a viewer's perspective, we're also running low on electricity, but I will fix that. If I were watching this from a viewer's perspective, I would be using this to like fall asleep to.
Well, it
Basically,
depends though. It depends
that's how
though,
I
because
actually
like
consume a lot of YouTube
most
stuff.
series, yeah. And I mean, if I'm not invested in this, obviously I'm gonna fall asleep to it. But like I've been watching a couple people. Shout out to the NLSS and stuff like that, where I wanted to follow them, at least try to. It's a kind of a pain in the ass when you have 4 or 5 people all running their own videos and stuff like that, and you want to watch every single perspective. But yeah, I want that to happen, so I try to follow it, and I try to follow what the steps they did. But also, I mean, I think it's a fair enough point to make it to where you can tune in and out if you're not too invested and be like, oh, I can kind of see how they got there, or at least I see the blueprint of what they just built. But sometimes, in a game like this, especially when you got a player like myself who's kind of learning still. I mean, I haven't been playing for very long. I'm still learning. I build something, I realize that it's wrong, and I rebuild it. And you don't get to see that if you kind of tune away for a little bit. I see that.
Yeah, and also I shut up power the entire race.
Neutered. What did you?
I'm not 100% sure this is reversible. Oh yeah, it is. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
I broke everything.
We're just building more onto it, right?
We've done it. We're back. But yeah, and I don't even think that it's necessarily a knock.
Oh no, I love it.
You like fall asleep to somebody's
when
content.
People say that to me. It's no joke.
Yeah, it's like just chill. You got a good thing going. I trust you not to fucking scream into my ear.
For anybody that watches my show, you know that I stream at till 4 a.m. in the West Coast, and then it's later in the morning, but still in the morning on the East Coast of the United States. And then obviously for like UK and Australia and New Zealand, I'm either evening or morning. So there's no like, I'm not in the middle of the day. There's no reason for me to be high energy or anything. I mean, I get high energy when people like donate to charity and stuff like that, but I feel like that's, it's just something you do, something you should be doing because it's for the kids, man.
I remember when I first started watching, I don't notice you doing it much anymore. But when I first started watching, you kind of marketed yourself as the after party place for everyone to kind of chill out once everyone's gone to bed. But you're still looking to party.
That's until I found how glorious the relaxation community from Lethal Frag has become. Like, no, dude, it's just so much nicer just to relax. And when you find games like Factorio, you're like, well, it's not a game to get hype about. It's a nerdgasm. I feel excited that I figured out this puzzle. I feel like, I just figured out this super, super difficult crossword puzzle. I'm not going to jump up for joy about it, but I'm going to feel real good on the inside. And I think other people that are watching also feel that. The same thing. It's like they're not going to jump out of their seat or anything, but they're definitely going to be like, oh, dude, he did it. It's awesome. Hell yeah. Drop emotes in chat. You know how it goes. Well, whatever.
No emotes on YouTube. Should be.
Actually, they're really?
They're mostly dongers, though.
That's hilarious. Raise your dongers.
Hell yeah, raise your dongers.
Yeah, at least they used to be.
I think dongers are a Twitch thing too, aren't they? It all blends together.
It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. I mean, this is going on Twitch too, so what ifs?
You're saying, oh yeah, you're doing the whole. Now that's something I would like to talk to you about because I noticed you were talking about kind of the advantages to it, or that you were excited about it. I'm curious. Like I haven't looked into it personally, so this isn't like, hey, fuck Twitch. This is like genuinely. What makes you excited about it? The whole Twitch uploads or the ability to have the.
Well, I mean,
and you've always sort of been able to do uploads on Twitch,
but last year. Which is not that long ago, but it's long enough ago. But I mean, so one, I
Yeah.
have an establishment on Twitch. It's a thing that exists there. Obviously, I want to branch out, and there's a bunch of lovely people on YouTube that I want to start. I want to start, getting their attention too, because, well, I mean, it's a different community. So obviously, I want to be able to hang out with as much of the community as I possibly can, and I'm going to do that still. Like, these videos are still going on YouTube. They're just going, they're going both ways. Two different audiences. I think that's fair enough to do. But since I have an established audience there, I don't want to neglect them or anything. Spend any time not doing stuff for them, and I think that a lot of them do watch recorded videos. However, we talked about earlier, people who watch YouTube are gonna possibly watch Twitch, but people who watch Twitch might not necessarily watch YouTube. But it's on there. People already know the channel's there, and let's face it, with a lot of both of these platforms, it's about people who know who you are, not necessarily that you have something super outstanding and prolific to where it's going to be found because it's amazing. It becomes viral super quick. It's about, it's about, as much as I hate saying this, it is about a little bit of a grind and getting those followers to find you. And I have that on Twitch, so why not, kind of see it there.
Why not use it?
But obviously, I want to grow
course.
still, so I'm still going to put stuff on YouTube. It goes both ways. That's how I feel.
Are there two different
for YouTube
Danatage channels?
Is it for YouTube?
Oh, there definitely are. What the hell?
One should not exist. I thought.
Yeah, why do you have two different channels?
The youtube.com/Danatage is the real one.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, the one I'm looking at has Dragon Age, or a couple episodes of a Dragon Age 2 playthrough.
Yeah, a long time ago. The last one has some Isaac stuff on it. I dabbled in Isaac and I had fun with it. I feel super overwhelmed by the whole game, the whole everything.
It is so difficult, unfortunately, to come in immediately right off the bat with Afterbirth Plus. There is just so much going on. Like, I think people underestimate just how, not necessarily overwhelming, but just how intense it can be to be hit in the face with like everything at once. People don't realize how much of an advantage it is to very slow. I mean, I've been playing Isaac since like 2011, 2012, somewhere in that area. Like, I cut my teeth on the game when there were something like 80 items total in the pool. Like, they were all interesting items, but there weren't a lot. Now there's something along the lines of like 400, 500. There's all these new bosses that are exceptionally difficult. Bosses have consistently gotten more and more difficult earlier and earlier, in my opinion, in that game. But for a brand new person to come in and get smashed in the face with like the fucking haunt on Cellar 2, like, you're gonna get your shit kicked in. Like, Gurglings are a huge pain in the ass if you don't know how to deal with them. Little Horn is just always a huge pain in the ass if you don't have the right.
And Little Horn's he's usually one of the first bosses I fight. Yeah.
Bighorn's a dick. But like, Monstro used to be like the hardest boss for me. And like, looking back on that, I'm like, holy shit.
And like, that's the thing too, is I have no problem with learning all that, but it was all timing, right? It was all timing, because the time I got into it was a time that I wasn't finding any games that I wanted to play. I had already played most of the content, and Oxygen not included. I was pretty much finished with Darkest Dungeon for a little bit until the DLC came out, which, we're gonna pick up back again, but doing something different. And I was kind of done with everything, so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try some Isaac." A bunch of my friends stream Isaac. I know a lot of people in the Isaac community. I'm just gonna try it out. And I started doing it, and we streamed it for a while. And I got back into FTL. Found out that I can actually win at that game. And then more games started coming out. I found Factorio. I found more Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I'm streaming now again. It's like it just found more stuff, so it all compiled onto each other, and it's like, oh well, I guess Isaac's gonna take a backseat again until I run out of games to play, because, well, I need my full focus on it, and since I don't, it's not gonna be fruitful for my brain, essentially.
That's a big I mean, we can get into a little bit. That's kind of a just issue in general with not necessarily the games industry, but being a more dedicated, I don't even want to say dedicated, but just more avid gamer, is that there is just a deluge of really good shit coming out constantly. And you're kind of either in one or two camps. Either one, you don't work so you can't really afford it, or two, you do so you don't have time to play it. It's like the whole money versus time value proposition. I mean, streaming is a little bit different because you can kind of do both at the same time, but people seem to think, especially from an outside perspective, people seem to think you can just stream whatever you want, which technically is true, but practically, especially if you're trying to make a living off it, is not.
It goes on to what you're talking about too. It's like, well, with so many games coming out, you have you want to play everything that's coming out, and people want to buy everything that's coming out, and either they can and they don't have time to play it, or they, like you said, they can't and they want to see it. But at the same time, like, people want to see a certain game and they want to see you complete it and they want to see you do a lot of stuff with it. But in order to do that, you got to stay on that game for a long time. So then you have another catch-22 of, if you want to do that, you can't play every new game that comes out because there's a new game every other week. So it's just like, well, I play a lot of Factorio because there's new updates coming. There's a new update coming out, and to be able to do it, we got to play it for, 3 days a week for like 3-4 weeks in a row. And by the time those 3-4 weeks are up, there's been 4 new games that came out. And since you didn't jump on them when they first came out, you missed the boat on whether people want to watch it or not. It's not easy to call that. It's definitely something you got to sit there and be like, well, what decision do I want to make? Do I want to stay with Factorio? It's doing really well for me. I'm having a ton of fun with the game. Or do I want to go play this new game? Because it seems to be something people want to see. I mean, you know that. You know about that. I mean, that's what I'm at that point too. I just play Factorio because I love it. I play Star Wars because I love it. Well, that's basically what it's turned. I mean, so I guess that my point into saying all that is, because that is all the reality of the whole thing, I end up just playing the thing that I want to play that day, because it's futile to really hurt your head over the whole thing, because there's no reason to. In the end, people are gonna watch you because, well, you're having fun with something, and if I'm having fun with it, don't matter what the hell it is. I could play Tetris Blitz, which is that stupid game they pushed at Comic-Con years ago. But if I'm having super fun with it, people are gonna go because they don't care what's on the screen most of the time.
Yeah, people are attracted to that. I mean, whether they're fans of you personally or not, people are just attracted to somebody that has a passion for what they're doing, and whether that's a game or whether that's a job or something like that. I mean, you look at some YouTube channels that are like, you take a step back and you are like, how the hell? Like, why am I enjoying this? Like, I sat there and watched this dude make cheese
for 4.5 hours today.
Like, he just makes cheese, and it's pretty similar. For sure. Like, cheese making isn't all that varied.
For 4.5 hours today, I watched Andy Milonakis get drunk in front of a liquor store on Mexican beer. Yeah, he didn't really say anything prolific or profound, and he wasn't like being super hilarious, but I was entertained fully. How do you explain that?
Well, I mean, it's Andy Milonakis.
Right, but that's the point. Is like he wasn't even being like the full 100% Andy Milonakis. He was being a dude. Like, all right, well, let's just see what happens. I don't know. I had fun watching it, so it's like, and he was having fun doing it. He was having fun just hanging out with, chilling with people. So it's like, yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about. I think people get way too caught up with Twitch, with numbers and what is most efficient and quote unquote the grind, all that stuff. It's just like, do what you like, because if you don't, at the end of the day, how long are you going to stick to the grind
pet peeve of mine,
if you're not enjoying what you're doing? And also, why are you
that?
Oh, fucking Christ, that scared the shit out of me. That was Alexa.
What the hell are you talking
just
about?
Like out of nowhere being like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, who's there? Who's in my space?
I'm telling
right
you,
now?
dude, robots are gonna
It's a
kill you,
fucking
bro.
robot, dude. I hate this thing so much. Like I'm cool with the lawnmower Roomba, not cool with
Alexa's
Alexa.
gonna kill you, dude. What is happening here? Oh, would you build another one? Did you just build this? Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
dude.
know.
We need so many.
I mean, what's the point I was trying to make with that? Oh yeah. Like, yeah, people get caught up in numbers a lot, and I think there is something to that. Like, numbers do mean something, but I mean, there is a lot of proof on Twitch, and I'm not gonna say numbers because that's gonna date this video heavily. But let's say I have 200 viewers. These aren't real numbers, obviously. That's what I meant by that. Is I say I have 200 viewers on playing a brand new game. Okay, cool. Let's say I drop 50 subscribers, which are, that's how I make my money. Let's say I drop 50 subscribers. On YouTube, it would I don't think there's a similar thing to that, but it's not the same as what subscribers mean on YouTube. I'm talking about Twitch subscribers.
Oh, the view count is definitely. Yeah, you can drop your view count.
Well, then yeah. Let's actually.
Your core audience,
I think YouTube. Let's make it both ways. So let's say you get 200 new subscribers on YouTube, but your average viewership drops. You make less money. You got way more subscribers, but you make less money. And what I'm saying with Twitch is, I'd say I have 200 viewers on Twitch, but my subscribers drop 50 because what I just did was I hit a popular game that my audience, my core audience, didn't necessarily want to see, or I didn't really think I was having that much fun with it, so it wasn't that much, and it wasn't that entertaining. But it was new, so people checked it out right away. Then they found out that, well, I wasn't having fun with it, so they stopped watching. It's like, you got to do what makes you happy, and if you stop doing what makes you happy, then, well, you might as well stop doing it altogether, because like the example that was just shown, you're going to stop making money, so it means you're not going to be able to pay your bills, or you're just not having fun anymore. So what does it matter? What does that number of viewers even matter anymore?
Correct.
I'd rather stream for 50 people and have 300 subs than for 300 people and have 50 subs, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You want that core loyal audience. Makes perfect sense.
Dude,
what is going on?
I swear, ever since this freaking update, iron has been the bane of everything. Well, it looks like this splitter is kind of splitting up the iron ore a little bit, so that means it's splitting it up even more over here. But then it's fully stocked over here, so I'm confused. Yeah,
no,
true.
everybody's getting enough iron. That's not an issue. Like this is an inefficient setup. We're getting a 50, 25, 25 ratio, but still doesn't matter. I don't even think that makes a difference.
Oh, but we've researched
cooking fast enough, dude.
I researched steel
because like
furnaces.
It's not getting stacked here either.
You want to start building those? Do we have steel? We need steel.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And brick. I'll work on brick.
We want to make steel.
Right.
Sounds good. Oh yeah, we need to be kind of going hard with the stone too.
How's this episode length?
We don't want to get caught with our pants down in terms of expansion time.
Okay. You want to build stone and steel next episode?
Minutes. We can probably cool it here if we want. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and cut it.